Hey guys, Vasy back here, and today we have another trade to look at here in NHL 24. I'm actually surprised today has been reasonably slow when it comes to trades. There has been a few, but they've been minor trades, so I didn't think it was really all that necessary to cover them. But now we do have a more somewhat substantial trade to talk about. And that being that Anthony Duclair is now a member of the Tampa Bay Lightning, and I definitely have some thoughts about this, so let's get into the video, let's jump into NHL 24 and break this trade down. So laying this trade out in game, it goes the following. Tampa Bay has traded a 2024 third and defensive prospect Jack Thompson to San Jose. Jack Thompson is probably one of Tampa's best defensive prospects at the moment. I know that's not saying too much regarding the prospect pool being rather shallow, but he did come up earlier this year, and I think there's still a decent amount of potential with him. Going in return for him is Anthony Duclair, who has really been up and down depending where he's played over the last couple of years. Some places, I know in Florida, all that stuff, he was doing incredible, and on a very bad San Jose team, I think he was still on pace for something like 40 points, and to be one of their team's leading scorers, so there's still something there with Anthony Duclair, and he definitely still is a top 9, top 6 NHL player at this point. So sending this trade from Tampa Bay to San Jose, the Sharks actually do decline this trade surprisingly. I am going to go and force this through, and then we will look at the lines for both teams. So first off, looking at the lines for the Tampa Bay Lightning, I still have that top line of Point, Cooch, and Hagel together. I have Duclair penciled in on the second line with Cirelli and Stamkos. I think that could be a really good fit, just having Stammer feed Duclair on that second line. Again, he can probably play up and down. It's not the biggest thing. Bottom six, it's alright, a little bit weak. And defensively, nothing here has changed. Again, really hurts not having Sergachev in at the moment. I'm hoping maybe we can pick up someone tomorrow. I don't know. We'll have to see as we get closer to the trade deadline. And then obviously in net, nothing has changed with Vasilevsky and Johansson. And then looking at San Jose here, without Anthony Duclair, again, it is looking pretty weak. Even with Anthony Duclair, their forward core definitely wasn't great. There's a guy like Barabanov who knows he probably won't be on the team after tomorrow. Defensively, again, it's not great. It's pretty bare bones at this point. And then goaltending-wise, you still have Blackwood and Kakkonen in the net. And then just in closing here, I wanted to give my thoughts on this trade here today, especially me being a Tampa Bay Lightning fan. I'm really not all that into this trade, if I'm being honest with you. If we were going to make any trade this year, I was really hoping it was going to be more of a defenseman, as without Sergachev, we definitely need help on the blue line. And Anthony Duclair, I like the guy a lot, but it's a lot to give up, with that being a third-round pick and one of your better prospects who has been more or less on the verge of making your lineup this year. I'm not totally sold on it. Honestly, this year for Tampa, I would have been totally fine with them even selling off some pieces at the deadline. It just doesn't seem like this team is all together at this point. Again, that's going to happen as players get older. Obviously, the salary cap, you can't keep everyone on your team, so that's kind of my thoughts on it as a Bolts fan. But looking at it from the San Jose side of things, I really do like this trade for the Sharks. Again, you're getting a third-round pick, which just on its own is pretty decent, has some good value to it. But then you're getting Jack Thompson as well. He's, like I said, a guy who's more or less been on the fringe of making it to the NHL, so for sure, probably next year and maybe even this year he gets a call-up. We see what he's all about at the NHL level. But I think he's definitely a guy who can be on your team and be a really solid, middle six defenseman at some points, but who knows? Definitely let me know, what did you guys think of this trade here today? I know at some point we'll probably be back, as it looks like Jake Gensel is heading to Carolina. Obviously we don't have a return on that just yet. But yeah, that is going to do it for today's video. I will see you all in the next one.